What is happening, Carib Boys and girls? This is your boy, Carib Boy, with a new kind of video, a whole podcast. And what we talking about on this first episode today on TCG Talk with Carib Boy. Well, we're talking about the Pokemon World Championships that coming up this weekend. And we're talking about the Pokemon TCG scene here in Trinidad and Tobago. And who I have with me today, I will let them introduce themselves properly. But we have the specialist, also known as Shaq, and we have the Pokemon trainer TT, also known as Shin. All right, so welcome, fellas. Welcome, fellas. We're making a little history here today on the first TCG Talk with Carib Boy podcast. We go see how it go. How all it going? How all it going? Check in now, man.
Well, I'm doing good. That's home relaxing. You know what? Everything's cool, man, and God's grace.
Nice one, nice one. Shin.
Yeah, man, it's real vibes to be in here. As you see, it's historic, it's monumental. It's never been done in Trinidad before, and I'm just glad to be here.
Oh, lad. Yes, nothing like three hard back man coming to talk about a children's game. Yes, we making history that we talk about. But I how this be. All right. So the specialist, Shaq, tell you about yourself and the game. This one, like I have myself pin here still. Just now. Wait, remove pin. Nice. Shaq, I hope they could have seen all before. In case all wasn't seeing them, this is Shaq the specialist and Pokemon trainer TT, also known as Christian. All right. So Shaq, tell us about yourself and your presence, your position in the game locally.
Well, my game tag is the specialist. You can find me under Ptcgo as the specialist, but everybody calls me Shaq. Right? top top a few local tournaments, win a few local tournaments, but yeah and there. Been playing since 2018 in the Zorak format. Which was basically my favorite format is Zorak. Right? And that is just vibes someday.
Nice, man. Nice. But we go a little deeper in that career in later down in the segment here. And here we have Pokemon Trainer TT. What is this scene, brother? What is your position in this vibes, this thing?
All right, well, I'm a new player. I've been only playing for like about a year and a half, 2 years now. I started in the ADP format, and so far locally I've only been able to play 4 tournaments, and I think I split first place in one. So yeah.
So, pretty much you win a tournament, because with the unofficials going on, the split pretty much, we just end up, we just reach late. And it really have much, it have like points and things to really fret about. So, we go home early, we split the prize, and we feel nice. Pretty much how it go these days. All right. Well, I mean, I can't ask all to talk about all yourself and Carib Boy say nothing. Well, who I know Carib Boy? This video on my channel, right? What I about? Collector, player, which is a dilemma in itself most times, but really taken recently to the playing of the game. Also recently had my very first time topping a tournament, a small tournament. Ranking second with what started out as a meme deck, and had real fun with it. You all remember the big ants. And yeah, and whenever I could, I fall in a tournament and enjoy myself, create some vibes. And that's pretty much it, But I'm very competitive in my whole history and past in sports and thing. I like this kind of thing. And yeah, so I'm paying a lot of attention. My first time paying attention to the international scene and how big this thing is. And here we is now in our podcast talking about it. Excuse. All right, so we want to move along here. They're saying, "Ole, hear me good?" Because I get a message unstable. Am I fine, fellas?
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Right, cool. Little choppy.
Your video kind of sticking, but I'm here.
Okay, let me come off Right. So one less device on that. All right. So moving on, we want to chat a little bit about the Pokemon World Championships taking place this weekend. Kind of shaky right now in my head on the dates. I forget my notes. I believe it kicking off somewhere Thursday, Friday there. If anybody know better, you could interject, and correct me or confirm it for me. It's this weekend.
Day one.
Mm-hmm.
Day one is Thursday.
Thursday, right? So
Right.
kicking off pretty early.
Thursday is the 18th, correct?
18th. 17. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So day one is Thursday, right? Day two is Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
So
they kind of split.
yeah. Day two is split with 2 days.
Day 2A and day 2B.
Yeah, basically, right? So, but day one and day two is 2 different tournaments.
Right. Yes.
Right.
I believe they was talking about. I forget the term they use. 2 tournaments run, and then the kind of the top meet up in the last.
So the top, they haven't specified what numbers yet.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say top eight of day one will qualify for day two. However, it have people who already qualified for day two without going into day one. So it's a point system.
Right. Okay. So like people who would have top regionals before and thing win them, they kind of going automatically.
You will have a top more than one is points.
They had a system. They had a system to work it out.
They had a system. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, real interesting. And I believe all this it kind of newish. I mean, it exists, but I've heard in other podcasts, that it is not really common. And this is to kind of make up for the years lost here in the pandemic, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. All right. Nice. So this year's Pokemon Worlds is taking place in London. Not I can't remember the exact location. But yeah, and I'm sure that we'll be tuning in. Given your plans, Pokemon Trainer TT, you'll be looking at it after the fact, or you saying bond that and viewing live?
Yeah, I will be fighting it. I'll be fighting a good fight.
All right, nice. Well, I will try my best as well to tune in. I see all the live premiere going up on YouTube already. Some days now, so them ready. How you plan to take it in, Shaq?
Well, unfortunately, I have work Thursday and Friday, so I will rewatch it on YouTube or Twitch. They're supposed to up on both.
Yeah.
Day two and on Saturday, and for sure the finals on Sunday. I'll take it in live.
Yeah. I was in the earlies. I was thinking about talking to the community to organize a viewing somewhere, but it's reach up so quick. But it could be a future plan. So I throw it out here, throw it out in the universe here one time. People let's get together and watch Champions League and thing. Come again? Yeah. So good. So we'll come back. We'll revisit the topical worlds, but we just want to chat a little bit about the local Pokemon TCG scene here. There is no debate, there's no doubt that the two of you are two of the more competitive and top trainers on the scene right now. Though it's small, I think even if it get bigger, the two of you would still remain in those positions, top in tournaments and possibly winning here and there. I have no doubt with that. Well, how we could say, so if somebody was to walk up to me and say, well, let's see, with we deck in hand, that's some kind of jokey, but they say with Pokemon cards in hand and say, hey, they had that here, boy. Well, let's play that all. And you say, well, yeah. How you continuing that conversation or that statement to tell them about how we just run it here? Anybody want to go?
Lucien, you want to take it or you want me to take it?
Yeah, you can take it first. I'll just add on.
Well, with with confidence, I will say, well, I personally enjoy the game. Um, been watching the anime since it came out in the 90s, and seeing a card game for it, it how to put it, it's just enjoyable. It's very enjoyable, and I would tell that person there's two main places that you can go to play the game competitively, which is MV in Shogunas, Mid Center Mall, and Gamers Trove in San Fernando. Um, I can't remember the name
Alton
of that
Center.
mall. Carlton Center.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. You can check those two. Those two are the main places that you can go out and reach out to other players and collectors, as it may be, and from there you will see myself. You will see Carib Boy. You may see Luchin, but for sure you will see the store owners Mark and Kimlan, and they could guide you further from there.
Yeah, man, nice. So do you wanna add or say anything new on that?
Well, yeah, just bringing up on the point. Yeah, it's really just enjoyable. Like especially just the opportunity of interacting and meeting people of the same agenda, which is Pokemon, which is pretty cool. I mean, I've been in the game for, I would say, a short time compared to other people, and well, I've met some really cool people and friends along the way. So yeah.
Yeah, I will add to that. Wanna piggyback off what Shaq said there about enjoying the whole Pokemon thing since the anime days. And I mean, who knows the anime knows about is a competitive spirit thing, is about being your best. A real kind of thing to inspire children, especially um who would have that competitive nature and that desire to be good at something. Um, that is what Pokemon brings, and it really attached to. I mean, it's evident in how big the franchise is. It is the biggest media franchise in the world, so it's not just we are not anomalies in saying this. And you know, the video game was the first thing that caught my attention. What? I don't have to pretend I is Ash Ketchum no more. I could become Ash Ketchum, and Pokemon has this way. It created that opportunity in so many different forums, so many different media, so many different manifestations. There are the video games, there are the card games, there are Pokemon Go. I think is the most recent innovation of the brand. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Unite.
Oh God! Over 200, nearly clocking $300 in Unite, and I forget Unite. I need that cloud. Yeah, Pokemon Unite. That is the MOBA, that is the whole MOBA thing. League men who put on League for the mental health pressure if they like Pokemon. Could I me? I put on League years ago, and then bam, Pokemon Unite come out and look at back in the back and I like it. So yeah, and then I never played the game until recently. I think Lucha, me and you would have come in around the same time.
Are you? I think in the playing side, yeah, but in the whole aspect of the TCG, I think you was in it before me.
I came in not long ago, I came in at Vivid Voltage. That was my first
Yeah, I know.
product, yeah.
I remember watching your YouTube videos.
Right.
That's how I get into it.
Oh God!
Watching the I think it was the Bill and Battle you'd feature on
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah,
channel.
yeah. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Inspiring
all that.
people here, Alan.
Yeah, boy. It looks so. It looks so. Well, I mean, it looks so. I know so. I know so. So yeah, that is a kind of heartwarming thing there to find out here today. But hey, connection unstable. What kind of thing is this? Anyhow, nice. So yeah, and then I didn't really pick up the game. I was really just opening, trying to be Leonhardt, in Trinidad and Tobago. Just having fun with it, dealing with my own mental health thing, the pandemic, all of that. Finding a hobby, a new hobby. Um, just to have something to enjoy, as Shaq would have said. And I asked Mark how to play the game, and he said, "Well, check it out." I check out some videos, and then I think collectively a few people had the same idea, because I remember that Bill and Battle thing there by MVE. You all were there. Well, minus probably Lucien. Shaq, I remember Richard being there. And a few just people, Yu-Gi-Oh people was just there and just in the vibes, you know. And we kind of kick off something. And we'll be trying, we trying. All I would say is that's all. I have something here. That's the way. Right. We could how I would describe the community, the playing community right now. I mean, we know the answer to that, but to the same bright eye youth man who might come up and ask who interested in to play this thing, we go tell him honestly about the state of the competitive here.
You go first this time, Lucien.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, to a person who, just as you say, a random person who now looking into it, I would say you're coming in at a good time. I would say especially with Worlds now, well, gonna start Tuesday and finish Sunday. I would say after that it'll be a really good time to jump in. You know, you get a little bit of this format which rotates, well, I think in January, and then you're progressing into the new format in 2023. So you're getting a little bit of a jump start before you get back into the real rotation, the real competitive side. So yeah, I would say you're coming in at a good time.
Nice. I like that. Shaq?
I will honestly say that it's it's it could be more consistent. The community could be more consistent. Um, it like Lucien say, it is a good time meta wise, right? But Trinidad and Tobago, I think the community could be just a little bit more consistent, because coming from the Yu-Gi-Oh community of Trinidad and Tobago, where every week you'll see probably 20, 30 players at tournament, right? It, that's just like a stepping stone for the community for now to reach that level.
Yeah. A bad Yu-Gi-Oh tournament would be like 12, 14, which is a real good one for we at this point in time. Me adding to that, I would agree with both of you in saying that, I really, well, I mean, we doing the work, the, all this enthusiasm about the game, this podcast, for me in my head is hopeful that all the youths and them that watching Carib Boy, and who asking the questions on the networks, because there's a lot of people asking the questions, even my own students, showing interest in the game, would see these things and see there's an active scene happening, and pick up the game without me trying to force it down the throat. Hey, play this. It's a good game. It will last longer when it happens organically. So I'm looking forward to see it, because to me the energy building and it growing. Shaq, who you have been here since 2018. Seriously, is there, between then and now, has there been, or is this now the peak, or when was the peak, and what those numbers would have looked like?
I would think now is the peak, as we getting more players. I'm seeing newer faces each and every tournament. It The numbers itself in the tournament is not increasing, but I'm seeing new players,
Yeah.
right? So I'll say we're still getting there. It's still a work in progress, but
Right.
we're surely getting there.
But it's a high point, at least for the time you've been there.
Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
that's encouraging to hear. I think Pokemon Trainer would agree, because I thought, it was bigger before.
No, it was more consistent before.
Okay.
So like every tournament you'll see the same people. Everybody will come, but now they say 5 people don't show up, but you're seeing 2 new faces.
Right.
So you're still less than the last tournament, but you're seeing new players.
Yeah, I get what you're saying because I remember in the last couple of tournaments I've been in, we would always the point at the tournament would reach where we'd be like, yeah, we're missing like 10 people. So if everybody is here, we will be crossing 20 something competitors, you know. And that is the hope that the busy schedules and the timelines could kind of align and we have a big one. Shane, you wanna add to that?
Yeah, I mean, for the time I've been in it, as you said, yeah, it's really new faces we get in every each and every week, every tournament. We're always seeing a new person, but also to add to that, we're always seeing people. Well, I've noticed that I've seen people who just come to watch. So so far I've met 2 to 3 over the last 2 tournaments who will be watching my games as well as afterwards asking me about the game. And as them as well spectators and then as feature players. So I've even gotten a couple messages afterwards, talking about the Pokemon scene. And I think that's real good. So eventually their interests will turn into them being players and then it works out.
Yeah. And I could tell you for sure, there was a guy who I knew who was there last tournament. He like just before we started, I see a message come up there. Yo, build the deck for me now. Right. So I'm on done ready. I'm on done ready to come in swinging. Right. One extra. Nice. So let me see what else I have here. I think I had something about nice. So we talk about that. I want to ask what has been Shakil would have touched on it before. Um, what has been your favorite Pokemon or deck run so far? It don't have to be in this current format. I guess for me and Pokemon Trainer, it will be this format because we started pretty much this format or the last one. Yeah, so you will let the old boy go first.
Um, well, to be very honest, it'll be Zorak like in Rock Deck, right? But however, the Arceus deck have a similar play style to it, and I'll exaggerate by saying like, all right, Zorak during the Zorak like in Rock format, it had a trainer card called Acerola, right? Acerola is you play it, you take a GX Pokemon that have damage counters on it, and you add that and anything attached to it back to your hand,
Terrence K.
right? So it's basically Sharon's K,
Yeah.
right? But Sharon's K is only specifically for colorless Pokemon,
Right.
right? So Zorak and Arceus had that same play style when it comes to Sharon's K into that. So
Gotcha.
that's why I'm so into Arceus Intellion right now.
Right now. All right.
Because
Nice.
it have that similarity to Zorak GX.
Great. Good.
Boy, I would
I know you
say,
use my star build deck. Use build deck boss.
yeah, yeah. Once I see it, I had to build it. I must try it. But I would have to say probably Rapid Strike Malama. I know when Rapid Strike Malama was popular this season is right when competitive regional start back. So it was really, I'm pretty sure there was a shout out Omnipoke Joe, I think is his name. He went
Yeah.
9-0 in our regionals with the
Right.
deck, yeah, and they won. And that's a accolade by itself. Like, if
Yeah.
if I went 9-0 in a day one, that's me there, right? As I would. Right. So yeah. I would say,
Yeah.
and with my own testing, I mean I top 8 a couple of tournaments online with it. I find it was real good, especially in a format where going first is very important. And well, I mean, in terms of everybody wants to go first, and then that deck chooses to go second. I mean, how that could go wrong, you know?
Right.
So you basically get your turn one every time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right. Nice. For me, it's a tough one. I had a lot of fun with the Durant, that tournament, but then I went back with it and get wiped. Right. So I mean, winning is not everything. I really enjoy the playing the deck, but if I'm being honest, my favorite experience with I had was that dominating feeling, even in my noobest of noob days, was a deck I get from Shaq, and that was Eternatus Poison Boy. Um, I did my second tournament, and I beaten up people. I almost had a win, but my inexperience beat me because I wasn't seeing how the opponent was going to beat me with I believe it was Mawile GX. It was a Mawile GX. I didn't know the card, so my inexperience beat me there. If I did do something different, I could have win that game, and I would have topped my first tournament, which would have been my second tournament. You know, but inexperience will beat me up there. But Eternatus, the power I felt playing that Eternatus, yeah, it nothing beat it yet. So I have to say my favorite deck so far was Eternatus, and I've been balling to bring it back, but oh God, Zapdos. Oh, God. I can't bring it back yet. But yeah, so I think I had one more thing here. You all want to mention any notable records that you all would have had either in-person tournaments or online?
Not really. I wouldn't.
Shaq, you wanna go?
To be honest, I don't have any big accomplishments that I will, broadcast. I mean, a top 16 in a late night tournament already, but I don't find that as
That was a Zach Lesage or another one?
lackluster, yeah.
Well, I mean, to me, the late night is a big name. I find that that is notable.
I went. That's pretty much it to me.
Right. You never do the chill.
Well, yeah, I participate in chill, but I never.
Right. I know chill was pretty hot in the lockdown days. Yeah, chill. Anything you want to mention? I mean, you show my picture there. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Well, I think it was actually this month. I went 3 weeks consecutive 5-1 with the same deck, which is RCS Pikachu.
Mhm.
So I went 5-1 in a 64-man tournament, 3 weeks in a row. And it was that I actually lost two of those losses from those 3 weeks was me eating and washing ways. So I real course boy them two. And then the third loss out of those 3 weeks was Mewtwo Control. So I say, all right, I'll take my L. But
All right.
yeah, boy, I really feel that I could have go for the sixer. But one day.
All right, man. Well, that's some notable performances. But before we move on, it was something that I felt the transition between online play and real life. You all would have played much more extensively than me. You all would say there's a difference, or it's pretty much a good testing grounds for decks and a good measure of your ability.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Online is good to start off with, right? But if as a person who started off playing in real life, it's slow, right? To play it like this, right? In real life, you would have to look through your deck yourself,
Yeah.
right? You and your deck won't be organized like how PTCGO will be organized, where it will to put the Pokemon first, then the items, then the trainers and in order and all those kind of things. You now have to look through. I remember the games are timed to it. You have to look through. All right, I have 1 Arceus. All right, 2 Arceus prize.
Real pressure.
And remembering that late game too is a problem. Right?
I made a mistake playing for Urshifu VMAX.
You might take note in the earlies, and then you might forget late game and thinking that it's still there, somewhere there. And then big winning position. Once that card there in the game, you go to your deck.
They.
Shucks. Prize. You watch your prize. You're holding your deck in your hand and you're watching your prize. And well, PTCGO, it limits that from happening too. Right? And jumping from online to in real life, that mistake will happen to you more than often. Right? But it's a learning experience. For the new players, I suggest that you get a 10. Most of the 10s just come with a notepad. Right? You can take a notepad, and at the beginning of the game, when you're making notes of what prize, you can write down your prize and thing. Right? So you'll write during the game.
Right. Like the lunch kits and them.
Yeah, the lunch kits.
Yeah. I hand on here. I want to write here, boy. Nah, boy. I hand on right here. I have a seal one here.
Yeah,
I think there's the latest. The latest one.
Yeah.
The one before that, I think, was the Urshifu.
I believe so. Yeah. Or the celebrations.
That notepads with the
Good question. I'm not sure. But yeah, that mistake about jumping from the PTCGO to online, I build the Leon's Charizard deck online, mashing up the place. I tell you, have the cards in real life. Come and get the relics. And was after that licks, I get the Eternatus. All right, so let me move on to I made your host there, Lucien.
Right.
So we want to chat a bit about the TCG World Championships, and there was a little poll that I threw out on one of the Facebook groups about expectations. What deck you think going and win or top, and we want to just engage that a little bit here. And Pokemon Trainer TT has organized a tier list for we in the discussion here. So while we chatting, he will load it up. So I think it might be a good place to start with. Where you want to throw in the don't play this one time, Louis?
All right. There you go.
Let me say we'll call in the don't play this. We could do a couple of them and say why we think. And even if we want to challenge it, Chuck, and challenge, I feel I might do better,
All right.
But before, sorry, one more thing. Before we start the debate, we had the tiers here 1, 1.5, 2, and 3. Just to have the conversation focus, we talking about a kind of mixture of things. What we think good, but in relationship to this format and this Pokemon World Championships. So what we think we're going to see a lot of topping, and how good they work. Would asking we call that tier 1. What's all the definition of the tiers is what I'm really trying to get at.
Right.
In relation to this conversation about World Championships.
Well, let me make, if you all agree, we can make tier 1 the best deck in the format. And then tier 1.5 the top decks in the format.
So one deck will go in the tier 1.
Yeah,
that's
something. What do you think? Yeah, because for the tier 1, and then the 1.5 is like right underneath it. It could still beat it, but I mean, in terms of what's the overall best,
So the most
number
dominant,
one.
what we think will be the most dominant deck in World Championship, that will go in tier 1 like a god tier, and 1.5,
Right,
you know, everything after. You know, tier 3. What I think we could do is at least put one from 1.5 to don't play this. We'll put one deck and try to add to them, and then put the top what we feel is the top after everything now.
Right.
Eh? So I want to give our offering what I think is a definite 1.5 deck. So in the discussion, I believe a 1.5 deck, we might promote it to 1, even or not, right? But I think a 1.5 deck, something that I've seen dominate numbers. I believe it won one regionals. I believe it was Australia. Is Movie Max. I think that's a kind of automatic 1.5. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, the sheer power of the deck speaks for itself. I mean, for those who don't know, it uses the cross fusion attack, which allows you to use any of your fusion strike attack on your bench. So usually it utilizes the main attack as the Genesec V attack, which does 210, or the Malouetta, which does 70 damage for each fusion strike energy. So from there alone, you could see, you know, the deck is strong.
The speed.
Yeah, the draw power and it is.
I think by turn 2, you're ready to go. Anything is anything. You ready? at least that's what I've seen in played it, you know. What do you think? The power is one thing, but the speed is out of this world, I think.
I think it's a good deck. I think it will remain at 1.5 because the deck is out very long now. It came out at almost the beginning of this matter, so everybody knows how to play against it. The people tech in certain cards that completely shuts it down, like part of the pick, and man, it became a play because of Mew, right? What other cards that stop it? Roxanne, a new card. Let's slow it down. Roxanne and Part, I guess.
At a certain point, it had the Dark Box, the Moltres, the big one, the V, the small one, the Galarian.
Dark Box. It had Hooper V.
Yeah.
People, Mew just changed the meta. And
define it in a sense.
They define the meta at a point in time. But eventually people learn how to play it without that dark engine.
Yeah.
So it's playable now. It's playable. So it's no longer that god tier.
Yeah.
But he boxing with the best.
But it did have a long reign.
Yeah.
He did have a very long reign. Too long if you ask me.
What deck would you say is a definite tier 2 chin right now?
Definite tier 2. Just going from the list here, scanning, I would say RCS Jolteon. Tier 2.
That's the Jolteon that is stop water Pokemon.
Yeah. And the reason why I would say this is because, as you will see later on in the tier maker, that we already have one up there, Mew, who doesn't run any water engine. We're gonna see the barrel engine.
Yeah.
We're gonna see no engine like like a Reggie box. We're gonna see down to 2 Pokemon in the Blissey. We also see the Chinchino engine or the Dialga with the Mew. So
right.
I would say at a certain point, especially when it was when the format was sub oriented, that it would have been in the tier 1.5. But because there's so much variety, I would say it belongs in the tier 2.
So at tier 2, so far we have a tier 1.5 being a deck that was so bad, they find a method to change up, to adjust it, and eventually kind of bring it down from the pedestal. And tier 2, we seen a deck that it is in a tier 2 because it was made to play a certain style that no longer really dominant in the format. Is that a good way to kind of describe it?
I would say it's still dominant, the Sovel and Telly online, but because of the variety, it's more of a risk in terms
Right.
of, am I really gonna attack for the Intelli? Something different.
Right. And what would be a definite tier 3 for this Worlds?
Shaq, you wanna answer this one?
Tier 3. Dragapult. I'll put Dragapult as a tier 3.
Dragapult as a tier 3.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Why? Why is my question? Because I had to constantly tell myself we're talking about Worlds here and not Trinidad and Tobago. so I'm not challenging the why because I think otherwise I challenge you why because I really want to know why.
It hits too small.
Right.
130 doesn't even two-shot a V-Star. Right? Most V-Stars, well, the tier 1, 1.5 V-Stars will be Arceus and Palkia, which is 280.
280, yeah.
And Dragapult hit for 130 max.
Mm-hmm.
Right? 160 if you put a choice belt. Right?
Right.
It just hits too small.
Right.
And it takes too long.
Right. Don't play this. Don't play this. Let me take a shot. Or let tell me yea or nay. Don't play this.
Don't play this.
I would throw in there Togekiss.
Yeah, for sure.
Togekiss. Kind of safe choice there because I seen the Jolteon. I didn't even see the Jolteon, but I had Togekiss on Ptcgo, and it pretty much was the closest thing to Arceus before Arceus, but with an attack, and that's how I describe it. And a weak attack as Dragapult. So if Dragapult are making it with the additional 5 counters, I think better really run into Worlds with a with a Togekiss Jolteon right now. Yeah, only want to add to that to the why?
Man is a card. So
Right.
when you add those 2 cards after you attack, somebody could simply just play Manny.
Nope.
You know, so
yeah.
it defeats the whole purpose of the attack.
Yeah.
Right.
And Manny is a very common card in every deck.
Mm-hmm,
every deck at least plays 2.
Yeah. It's true. I looking at the amount of deck it have here and I feel we okay cover all. But just to pull out some notable thing and just to get some ideas out in the episode. What one prize or let's see in there could fit in tier 2 and above, all you think, if any?
I think let Lucien pick 3 and I'll pick. Alright, Lucien pick 2 and I'll pick 2.
Yeah.
Alright. So what tier 2 or 1.5, right?
Tier 2 and above.
Right.
One prize that all you feel could make in those days.
My 2 would be the Regigigas box. And the liminal style deck, as Stefan Ivanov would call it, would be Charizard.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow, it's so funny that I would actually say that would have been my 2 as well.
Well, I'd take now one. If you think it have an X2,
I will add the Lunatone.
Right. Yeah. And where we placing that tier 2?
I'll pay the bottom of tier 2. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
right.
right.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, I'll pay the bottom. If anything, I'll put the Charizard deck at the top of tier 2. I'll
Even
put that.
before.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
All right.
I think although I might put Reggie in front of the Charizard because um with the Charizard Intellion, right? You're really looking for those big knockouts later on the game. Once you set up your subtle pieces, you get your Charizard running, you might do a little Rowlet Bird Keeper play here and there. But I mean, every single card in the Reggie deck is above 120, and you can set it up by turn 2. So what y'all think?
I don't
Um,
know the deck at all. So I learning. I learning.
I will still say that Reggie's have a bad matchup against Arceus.
This Arceus? Hmm.
No, no Arceus Intellion.
Oh
Right?
yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. For sure. Then yeah.
So Charizard, the way how I look at it is how they play against other decks. Other decks that's above it, guaranteed above it.
Mm-hmm.
And the Charizard basically have a 70-30 chance against Arceus. It have a 70-30 chance against Palkia. Whereas the Reggies don't have that odds against those top decks.
So
True.
just to catch me up. Right? This deck uses the Intellion engine, so you have that searching and scoop up and real control of a deck, right? Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And the attacker, the main attacker, or the only attacker is Radiant Charizard.
The main attacker.
The main attacker.
So
Main attacker. Yeah.
right. So you have. I hear always say Rowlet. That is the bird keeper. The bird keeper 60
yeah,
damage.
they also snipe for 60 with the bird keeper. They have a next dragon type with his attack for 120. I think it does 40 base and 80 more if your opponent knock out a Pokemon last turn. They
Altaria.
also
Yeah. Draw the
they have
gun.
Okay.
yeah,
Right.
right. They also play Zeraora with
Right.
with a choice belt, one shots a Palkia Vista. Right. So it
This no, I hear about the deck listening to YouTube, but I didn't get a chance to engage it or try to build it. I heard about Radiant Charizard being included, and I see there's ordinary rods to recycle your Charizard, right?
mm-hmm.
Right, and well,
And
of
Clara.
course, and Clara, and of course,
Clara,
you're attaching choice belt. What is the effect again? The reduced energy thing is against V's or his price is gone.
So the attack is 1 fire energy and 4 colorless, and it does 250.
Yeah.
Right. And the ability is for each prize that your opponent has take, the attack takes 1 colorless less.
So by 4 prizes, 1 fire energy for blues.
Yeah.
Right.
1 fire energy, you're doing 250.
Right. With a choice belt, 280.
With choice belt, you're one shot in any Vista.
Right. So that the crux are heat.
And
yeah.
Some of them even play Leon. So
yeah.
with choice belt,
Right, which to make it even.
With choice belt, you're knocking out a Vista with a big charm, or you're knocking out the most played VMAXs, right? So like Mew will get one shot, and those kind of things.
Yeah. Radiant Charizard is limited to 1. I forget what point I was gonna make the pressure, Oh, this deck running Hisuian level ball or not Hisuian heavy ball or Peonia? Or both?
It is the heavy ball.
Heavy
ball, yeah.
I never saw a Peonia.
I mean, heavy ball makes sense if it's just Charizard you're really gunning for to make sure you're not in your prize. Heavy ball is the man. All right, cool. Where I want to guide. So I mean, we talk about some interesting things, at least one in every tier. What is all your nominees for that one deck that y'all think would be most dominant. It I mean it go win, but most likely go win. Or most dominant in the World Championships coming weekend here. And I know there's two obvious answers to that question. ADP did not see a World Championship, but ADP said, nah, all you feel is just so, and he split himself in three and come back. Right, so
so 1 out of 3 must win.
what are we gonna make it here? Right, so obviously is an Arceus build and a Palkia build, but which two builds are we talking about here? Seen a set.
Hey, you're sleeping on the Dialga build too. Dialga is pretty good too, you know.
Well, I'll leave it out because the only thing I listened high, they say it powerful, but they didn't really put it up there now. But yeah, let me hear what we had to say.
I'll put Dialga as 1.5 though.
One time.
It's a very good deck. I'll put it above Mew as well.
Oh, right. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Would you?
Chin?
All right. So the thing about Dialga, right? It's either you have it or not. So right, it utilizes like very luck-based cards, like I would say like Pokestop, Pokestop, you discard the three cards on the top of your deck. If any of those cards are items, you put it in your hand. And I think, and it doesn't run part of the peak because it shuts off the Radiant Greninja ability as well as the Zacian ability. So, and it doesn't run Mani, so it doesn't run any hand disruption because it actually hates hand disruption because it's really a combo deck. So I would say if the Mew could set up fast enough, like you say, you go even if you go second, and you're playing Pokemon catchers and you draw real good. I mean, you really can't do anything about that. And then let's say if you go first, you get your attachment, you pass. Next time you get your attachment, you get your sparkle, then you get your catcher. It's really if the Dialga could set up before it gets knocked out. Because also it also has a three energy retreat cost. So and its main way of accelerating energy is metal. So if I boss your Dialga, you could use your Bird Keeper, you could use a balloon attach. But I mean there's so many ways the Mew could, as we talk about it, the speed of the deck could just outpace the deck. Even though it's the Dialga is really a turbo deck. But in terms of consistency, Mew is there, Dialga, not so much.
Mew's a turbo naturally. A natural turbo. The little I've seen of the deck, it's hard to see it above Mew as well. But I do agree it's powerful and definitely more powerful than at least for what I know so far, what in tier 2. So I won't debate the 1.5 entry, but a concern about putting it above Mew. So I guess it's probably 2 for 1 right now. So we could leave it there. If later on in discussion we come back and could figure out otherwise. All right. Well, the talk is, I'm talking like a real Trini here. The talk is Palkia Inteleon is very strong, but I'm not sure if it is that one dominant deck. I mean, we might see a lot of it, but then will it be a case of so much people expecting it to be that these fellas who testing these late nights here a couple of days, well, they're probably resting by now. But it's exciting to think, yeah, boy, real Palkia come in and then what do you think about that Palkia Inteleon? Well, at saying that, thinking that Palkia Inteleon is the most popular Palkia build.
Y'all go ahead, Luchan.
No, you could take this one.
Mhm.
I'll just add one after.
I think it's very dominant. It's not the easiest deck to play around. Okay, so like what boosts Palkia is your bench, right? And most decks you need a bench to play. So by you playing, you practically making Palkia stronger, right? So it 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 limits certain decks and their play styles, right? So um like with the Arceus matchup, if if our Arceus is playing against Palkia, the most they should have on their bench is two. One Sobble and one Arceus to boost up. If if any more than that, the Palkia could basically boss and one shot the back
Right.
Arceus, which you don't want, right?
Right.
So it limits your playstyle, and playing to that limit is it takes a lot of skill, right?
Right.
So
Most people you done Galaxy already.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. So it's a very hard deck to play against. It's not a deck you could say, well, your part man and you could dominate it, or your boss a certain card and you're winning. You know, it's a very complicated deck to play against.
Right. I think in those few words there, help me understand the reason why this deck is so good. Because up until recently, I had no desire to I mean, I wanted on PTCGO, of course, to try it out. But it wasn't a deck that I really liked. Like I know it bad, and it is me like, why? I know like Arceus, I know Palkia come to mash up the thing, but and I guess is one reason for that is me not really having my full head in the game. Um, because I have so
Yeah.
much things going on, there's just part of my life, and not the most important part of that. So my head not really in it to really see it, but hearing you speak there, specialist Shaq, um, I see it, and I even changed my position, thinking that it is probably for this world's that tier one deck.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so if y'all agree with that.
Yeah, yeah, agree,
I
Shaq?
slot them up there.
Yeah.
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 And the thing about it is a 1.5 could come out on top and beat it. Will you agree?
Right. Yeah, for
With
sure.
enough skill, yes.
Yeah.
Skill
Yeah,
and
for
luck.
sure.
The funny thing is we have an Arceus up there yet. Which Arceus build you think, or if there's numerous, could join that 1.5 fellas the set day?
Well, definitely Arceus and Talion.
Intellion. All right.
Agreed. Yep.
So who is the real star here,
And
boy? There is not these legendaries. The real star is Intellion. This Intellion line. That was something I wanted
it's
to
true. It's
mention a
true.
long
Yeah.
time. Italian just
Or you wouldn't put the Arceus and Talion in front of the Mew, no?
I would put it. Yeah, I think I would. I would. Yeah. I think. I think the Pathmani combo as well as the Roxanne built into the Arceus, as well as the ability to chain scare. I think just that alone should be able to take care of it. But I also think it's a much closer matchup. So I think it'll probably be
right. Part shutdowns Genesect.
yeah,
Duh.
the
Duh.
whole flow of the deck.
Duh. Right. Okay. All right. Hear me now. Whole part. I'll tell you my head now in the game. Whole part mashing up Mew. I said, but Mew is an attack now ability. Genesect. The whole engine of the thing. I mean, yeah, if you shoot the engine of the car, well, is it? Ah, boy, and I know one Mew VMAX away from making this thing in real life,
The part will also shut down the Radiant Greninja, which the Palkia that does.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
And the Dialga.
And the well,
mhm.
right? They heavily rely on that Radiant Greninja.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Any other
So,
variants of the Palkia and the Arceus, or you think could be up there, 1.5 and 2?
I'll put
um,
Arceus the Relodon at 2.
At 2?
Reason why is because the mainstream decks right now, the Palkia and the Dialga, don't play any special energy. Right? So
right,
Right.
it's not tendering them.
Could a
right.
tier 2, is it that a tier 2 is really good but has a low chance of winning and topping? Or it has a chance of winning and topping?
Oh, but the right matchups.
Right.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I would say for me, the Arceus Flying Pikachu, my testing is tier 1.5 as well, and while the Arceus from what I've seen, also could be tier 1.5. I mean, it's debatable, but in terms of the Pikachu, I mean, you already see what Azul did back in the day, NAIC, not too long ago. And then from what I've seen with Arceus Zard, because that just got released with Pokemon Go. The thing about the Palkia matchup, right, is that it limits your bench, and Arceus isn't a big attack. Well, it's a big attacker, but in terms of it's not gonna take that Okos, that one hit KOs, right? But if you add the Zard to the mix, especially if you're down two prizes, let me say the prize trade, right? I mean, you just need to slap the Zard down and bye Palkia.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think about Arceus Zard? I mean, I haven't tested it so much, but just on paper, it looks like a really solid choice.
I haven't looked at anything Radiant Charizard related. I've been hearing the talk about it showing up itself, and I'm curious to see it appear in the World Championships. I don't know anything about it, so I can't really add to the prediction. Shaq?
I would say it's a rogue deck for now. Obviously, Charizard is a good card. Arceus is a good card. So therefore, on paper, it
Right.
seems good.
Yeah. It seems
But
good, yeah.
Yeah.
but
Go ahead. When you finish, I'll go ahead.
no, I finish.
Oh, right. Today, in preparing for it, I was listening to other podcasts just to get my mind around the whole energy, and the word rogue deck, the term rogue deck came up, and it was a podcast with Azul. And he was saying, we can't really predict rogue decks because that is why rogue. But
Exactly.
but what in your knowledge of the game, what card or combination of cards or a deck that you probably would have tested or thought about that could be a rogue deck, even if it's not here in the list down there? What do you think could be a dark horse in this World Championship?
Wolves.
Yeah.
I saw on this. Huh?
While you're looking, my dark horse is either the card itself or a variant of Rapid Strike Urshifu. I think could be a dark horse, dependent on its matchups, and of course who pilot in the deck. And on top of it being a kind of favorite of mine. I wouldn't be surprised in my own mind if a Rapid Strike Urshifu come out and top. For me, a rogue is a deck that probably top 16, top 32, and he wasn't expecting it there.
I will say rather between the Blissey V, because Blissey V is a deck people are sleep on. You have to
They play second,
prepare.
right? Second in
Yeah.
one of the regionals, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so. But Blissey V is a deck you have to prepare in advance to beat it. Rather you run a Phoebe or you run this Cologne. I forget the full name of the card.
Canceling Cologne.
Canceling Cologne. You have to basically you have to make note that there's a possibility of bouncing up this deck in this tournament. to make your deck list beforehand.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a deck to say, well, all right, oh shit, I bounce up, but see, I'll play this way. You know?
Yeah.
You have to include that in your deck list. So I think
So Blissey.
especially with the mill tanks.
So if we had to, you think Blissey could fall in a 3 and above here right now as we talk it?
Yeah.
3 or 2?
And what people fail to realize is you can play Blissey with Sharon's K.
Yeah.
Exactly right, yeah.
Extra heat.
So where are we putting it? 2 or the 1.5?
A high 2. A high
That's
2.
a 2.
So where are we putting it? Like, does it beat the Raldon?
They're good.
Yeah, all they're good. Only thing my prediction just while or Rapid Strike could see its way in a 3 or above.
From what I've seen, I don't know if men keeping it secret, but the one thing I really skeptical about is the Palkia matchup. That's what I really skeptical about. Because the thing about, well, when it goes against us, it's hits for weakness, right? And I know you could I know a lot of people these days playing Ishifu with Shell. So they hit, you get hit, you retreat back your shell and you hit again and just keep doing that, right?
Yeah.
But it have a point in the game where a Palkia could just load up a Greninja and snipe these Sobbles. Then Ishifu have nothing else to fall back on. Because if you see every single turn one Ishifu is to always set up your Sobbles, right? So what if you take away those Sobble factor? Unlike compared to maybe you take away 2 ultimate 3 Sobbles, I still have 1 Sobble, I have an Uchifu, I hit into your RCS, boom, knockout, right? Like say, and if they don't have done spas. Yeah. But if you take away all the Sobbles of an Uchifu deck, you really only hit in, like you see a slap it, you hit for 150. Or if you're Rayon, accelerating energy, attach a rapid strike energy, and you're looking for G rapid 120 to 2 Pokemon, then the bench, the active, whatever you want. You mean it is mana fee, so it also blocks all that. So what I'm very skeptical about is how does it beat Palkia? I don't know if you guys want to touch on that of what cards could be teched in or how to play the matchup.
Put him up and don't play this for now while we chat about it.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good challenge to the surprise Uchifu. Yeah.
I, however, will debate that the person who I consider the best player in the world is Todd Reclove. Todd Reclove has 2 world championships, right, and multiple regionals and internationals and those things. And his preferred deck at the moment is Rapid Strike Urshifu. Within the past 2 weeks, he stopped streaming because he don't want his ideas out there, his playtesting and whatnot. But before, I've been watching him playtesting with different variants. It had the Radiant Blastoise.
Yes, that's what I heard about today.
He had a Radiant Greninja build. He had a build with just water energies and Passiman in the back.
Yeah, I have one to read as well.
And watching this boy play.
Is Todd a old school trainer or a youth man?
He's old school.
Old school. Yeah, cause I know the name been around a lot. How the way Shaq brought up that name there, it kinda organically segued into some next part I wanted to talk about, but I don't want to force it if I think we good with what we have here. It's supposed to be briefer, but we took a lot of time here. There's so many other good decks. But I feel like we could talk about meta more extensively in another episode. Because the conversation, this could be a whole episode here alone. I could even cut out this part of the recording and post it on its own because it could stand up. But how will you feel? I wanted to just add one or two more, or we can move on.
Um,
If there's
just
any,
just one thing to note. I just wanna just one more deck to note
sure.
is this Mewtwo control, and I really wanna just slap it up there.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
definitely.
That's the only thing. Yeah.
Right.
And
In that position,
I would definitely add in. Don't play Suicune.
Sweet.
Why play Suicune when Palkia exists?
Yeah. I get you.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, don't play.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a good deck, but I mean, Palkia. Yeah.
I guess I'm good with this. I'm good with this list.
Yeah.
I want to throw that one last one. I will more like ask. I don't have a place to put it. Zorak box. Or don't play, or it could surprise me.
I wouldn't play it as don't play.
Yeah, I don't think it deserves a don't play. I feel it deserves at least a Tetri.
Especially with slow bro.
Yeah, and I feel I'll even put it on top of Dragapult.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I think Zorak is a good deck, but one thing in my playtest, I don't know if it's just PTCGO being PTCGO, but I just found the consistency. Getting out to your Bidoofs, getting out to your Zeruas, and then it's just once you set up those things, the deck runs.
Yeah. All right, so just scroll down there. Let me get the list there, Chris. All right, so this is what we're looking like here. This is what we're looking like. The tier one. Sorry, Shaq?
I was still put Arceus and Talion above Mew, but that's just me.
Arceus and Talion above Mew.
Yeah, I would say that too.
I would not doubt. I won't debate that. I won't debate that either. Given the results of these awesome players in the world. I have a personal kind of like if I was a betting man, I would say I wouldn't be surprised if a Mew come and win this thing. Sorry, I will be surprised, but I'll be like, I had faith. But it's a kind of personal bias right now because I on the crux of finishing a Mew VMAX deck. One card really. But yeah, they were looking like. I find it looking good. I learned some stuff here. Yeah, I go to this. And the segue here was when Shaq. Let me just get back. Let me stop the screen share there. I think we're good with the screen share for now. All right, nice. Where this thing is, boy. I just taken back. Oh gosh, chat. No. Screen. Oh, right. I just taken back the post in there. Right, nice. So was when Shaq bring up Todd, which might be his answer to this, but we fans of the game, we fans of the Pokemon, we fans of the deck, but there's people to be watching, and for me, I will start it off and say on the start of these set of regionals here from Australia, just before Australia, I think it was the Melbourne regionals. Before that, the couple before that, I really started paying attention to the lives and stuff. And the common discussion, a lot of things. This term that is used, male-dominated sports. It's easy to say Pokemon TCG as an esport. I think it classes as an esport now. It could be mentioned as a male-dominated thing. But the Melbourne regionals was won by a woman, Natalie, and listening to her speak and her confidence, and it seems like she has been a name in the game. She ain't new or no brand new. I loved her use and her use of the echoing horn boss, her descriptions of how the deck, her confidence in the deck. I won't say she's the one that I'm looking out for or rooting for, but I'm looking out for the name. I'm looking out for the name and to look out for how she does in this format, in this World Championships here. Definitely through YouTube, and of course that NAIC win, Azul GG. I believe the last name is Garcia or something like that. Yeah, Azul Garcia.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
right. But Garcia is the proper surname, I believe. Definitely looking out for him, as well as who is the Mewtwo V Union guy?
Sander.
Sander is the guy who known for control.
Yeah.
Right. Now, they have some other names, like Isaiah Braden and all that. But those are the three names that I'm looking for. Kind of, you can say I'm rooting for. And of course, from YouTube, a lot of the people are looking out for is from YouTube. Zach Lesage, I know he went through a lot of things in handing over the channel and stuff like that to really focus because he really wants to win the world. So I'm looking forward to see what he comes with. But I don't particularly have a favorite person that I'm rooting for, like a team. But those names are called the Natalie, the Azul, the Zach, and the Sander. That is the names that I'm looking out for. Of course, I want to see what Todd doing, but I haven't been following him, so I don't want to teeth it and just jump on a bandwagon, But he really bad. So who is that person or persons for that all looking out for to see in the top?
Well, I personally will back somebody from Latin America. I will say Gustavo Wada. He's basically top player for the Latin America.
Which is our region. Which when we reach that level, we would have to play.
Basically number one in our
right.
regional, right? After Gustavo, I would say Stefan Ivanov.
Right.
Which he's a French player, right? And then for third, I would say Azul Garcia.
Azul. Mm-hmm. What do you, Chris?
I think so. I will go with 5 players.
Yeah.
First, I'll go with Pedro Torres, Spaniard. So yeah, he also know you could also people might know him by Snitchy. So I would say he's up there. Limitless Robin Schultz. I think he's German. I think he's German. Yeah. Right.
I call him Ruben.
I have to go.
Is it spelled kind of close to Ruben?
It's Robin.
I know it probably pronounced Robin, but
Robin.
Spelling close to Ruben. Would I have made that mistake? Because the name sounds
no, I think it's spelled Robin.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find people all over the place. I'll go with the Australian Henry Brand as my third pick.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go American now, Alex Szymanski. You know the Szymanski brothers has been in the game for a long time. Actually, his brother is going to be one of the judges at Worlds. I think Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Szymanski. I'll go with, well, as Carib Boy bring up a YouTuber, Zach Lesage, my YouTuber will be Rahul Reddy. And from the same testing group, John, I think it's ENG is his last name. So yeah,
John Eng.
John Eng.
Eng.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's my 5 picks.
That's your picks there.
All the men really take the top players, boy. I see some of the ads think real hard about it.
I mean, it's good to hear the name, but like every name you call, my pictographic memory, it's pulling up now. So it's all pretty good players from our only place. I mean, you could have called back names, if it is you really feel one of them will go with it. And I think it's so unpredictable, boy.
I feel people does always sleep on Robin brother, Philip. Robin has an older brother who's also part of the Limitless crew.
Right.
Philip.
Right.
People sleeps on him. What people also fail to mention is that this Worlds, they are also inviting people from Japan. So there will be Japanese players in this World. So
usually Japanese players are not in the Worlds?
Usually they have their own Worlds.
that English
Like
players go to?
no, Japan have their own worlds with China and Taiwan and
Like the
those people.
Oriental nations, I guess you
So,
could call it.
so,
The
so
East.
it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! How Yu-Gi-Oh! Have TCG and OCG,
Yes.
and right? So yeah, Japan is like OCG.
Because they're kind of in front,
Mm-hmm.
and they would have cards that
They
we
will have a
don't.
couple sets in front of
Right.
us. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I understand. So this is like the first time or one of the few
Yeah,
times
it's the
that.
first time Japanese players get into.
All right. So it's a real intriguing time.
But one thing I want to note though from what Carib Boy was saying about Natalie, there's another female player that I just want to mention called Piper Lee Pine, I think is her name. You might have seen her on a couple streams on
She was the
in
one who
past
played.
regionals.
She played Arceus Malama.
I believe so. And one of the she's been for the last few regionals. She's been on stream, so
Mhm.
so she's definitely someone to look out for.
All right. Nice. And I mean, while we here, it wasn't on my list of things to talk about, but it popped in my head. Is there a caster that you all are looking forward to see? For me, it's definitely Ross, the Wassy, PTCG radio. A very iconic voice for me, and I love his energy when casting. You know, so I'm looking forward to. Once I see casting a match, I tune in. You know, anybody like that for y'all?
Unfortunately, the caster I does what well pay attention to would not be casting for us,
Mm.
which is trainer Chip Ritchie.
I think that name ring a bell.
He, uh, he's the one who does have the podcast with Azul.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Me too.
But he's playing. Shin. Oh,
Yeah,
You
yeah,
mean?
yeah. For sure.
However, he's expecting a baby this month, so he would not be
Big up
attending.
him.
Yeah.
right.
Congratulations to him. Big up to Chip.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Chip.
Yeah, man.
And well, with what I'm looking forward to is Joe Bernard from Omnipoke
Mhm.
and Ethan Heggie, if I'm
Okay.
pronouncing that right. Yeah, those two, I really think those two are the more notable ones for me.
1 second, eh? 1 second. Sure. All right. Nice. I think we're back on. Tell me if you hear me. We good to go?
Yeah.
Nice. Boy, I hotspotting on my wife's phone and she got inside. So I just switch over to mine there quick. All right, nice. So we will talk about everything that we have listed here. Let me just about where the chat gone. Right, nice. Good. So so I mean we went through a lot. We cover everything we wanted to cover. Any closing thoughts? Any closing thoughts? It could be about anything. It don't necessarily have to be about worlds. Could be anything about what we talk about, the local scene. Any closing thoughts, fellas?
You go ahead. I'll go after.
I will just like to say that thank you for inviting me. It's been a pleasure. I enjoy talking about Pokemon. I enjoy talking about Pokemon with other people, and it's a pleasure. What I would like to say to the players, especially our local players, is that what you have heard in this podcast is just opinions, right? You don't have to take what we say to heart. If you see a deck and you want to play it, you enjoy playing that deck, feel free to play that deck. Don't let what we say deter you fun playing that deck, right? The game is for fun, right? Yes, it have a competitive factor towards it, but the game is for fun firstly, right? So you just pick a deck that you will naturally enjoy.
Yeah, man. Good words, man. Shit.
Yeah. So Shaq basically cover everything. I like to say also say thanks to Carib Boy for hosting and for having us on, as well as also thanks to Shaq, big up Shaq. And just one final thing, one final prediction for Worlds. I think Palkia Vista will not win Worlds. That's my final thought.
Yeah. That's a good gamble too. I mean, it for me too, I would second that, but all the numbers now. All the numbers. It most likely to win, but that doesn't mean it go win. And
People will come.
it won't win.
I don't think it will win either. I think it's too popular that all the
Yeah.
big players would rather not play it or play
Right. Something
play
to
a deck to
counter
beat
it.
it.
To make
Yeah.
sure it
Right,
shut down.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just like how we mentioned earlier about the Movie Max when Movie Max was on the top,
Mhm.
and then a certain amount of time passed that everybody just know how to play the matchup. And I
Yeah.
think that's what's been everybody's focus and their testing for the last week, 2 weeks is just how to beat the Palkia matchup. So
Mhm.
I think it will do extremely well in day one, but
Yeah.
in day two onwards, I think you'll start to see it dwindling down as it comes down to top 64, top 32, top 16, top 8. You'll start to see men sliding out to the run.
Yeah. All right. And in closing, for myself, I want to tell all your thanks. You know, we have a kind of daddy and son anything here, kind of poetic, Shakil for holding it down for the community. You piloted creating that WhatsApp group and pushing the game. Yeah, I'm making content and thing, but this is really just a hobby for me. You've been in it long, and I want to publicly say thanks for your holding the strain, holding the strain. Navigating life as well, and still holding the strain. And so we here to have your back, and let me see how far we can carry it. I want to see this reach the farthest lengths it can reach. One day we have the Trinidad and Tobago flag in our world championships. That is what I want to see. Yeah. I miss what you say there, Shaq.
I said that's the goal.
Yeah, man, for sure. Who knows? It might be one away. It might be one away up there.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Watching you.
Yeah. Well, I mean that young boy they fit, Yeah. So
one day you might see in a game you might see a red, white, and black jumper. Who knows? You never know. A man repping the colors.
Yeah, that's
Let's
right.
make sure and bring a Pokemon jersey from up, please.
That is all.
Thank you.
A Pokemon play.
The Pokemon play
Right.
jersey.
I ain't gonna bother with this trivia thing. I'm feeling tired. Yeah, but fellas, it was real nice. I think we clocked nearly 2 hours. I will see the when it done process what we looking like. I will make that's all right. That's all right. I go say that on the recording. But yeah. Well, yeah, I can say it, I can cut it out. I would just make the cuts at the lull moments and put up a nice product here. Yeah, so thanks again. This is not only your boy Carib Boy, but the specialist Pokemon Trainer TT and your boy Carib Boy saying we out.